So yeah, we're going to talk more about the grant and revoke commands when we get to the DBA section, which is coming up fairly soon, I think. And then we'll get into that, and I will definitely have an answer for you by then. Database administration, I think, comes up towards the end of the semester, but I'll get an answer for you later. Second, updatable views. How can we distinct between tables are updatable and we can place restrictions on clients being able to update the views? Um, right. In page 250, it says not all views are updatable. For example, you might be able to update a table, but you cannot update a view on a table if the view is defined in terms of what defines a view on every table in terms of aggregate value. So what that means is that if a view is made up of aggregate values, you really can't update it. So for example, we're in here still. Let me see what tables we have again. We have country. Okay, so let's. Okay, so let's say select continent count star from country. So the count is an aggregate value. And I could do a couple of other things too. I could say count star as CNT, average GNP as AVG GNP. Right, those are all aggregate values, and let's leave that alone for now. And then I can create a view out of this if I want. Create view, view. Um, uh, see a continent. Did I spell that right? Continent as that. And then I can say select star from view continent. Right. Now what I can't do. Whoops. Actually, I did that wrong. Group by continent. I have to drop the view first. Okay. So I can't come in here and say update view continent set CNT equal to 0 where continent is equal to Antarctica. Right? It says the target table view continent of the update is not updatable. The reason it's not updatable is because CNT, which is what I want to update, is an aggregate value. That means it's a calculated value based on grouping of multiple rows, and it's not a real value that lives on the disk anywhere. It's recalculated every time. So there's no way you can update it. So that's definitely not updatable. All right, so that I think is 2 and A. Not all views are updatable. So that's an example based on aggregates. I thought the aggregate values are a group of values. Can't we designate which value goes into a specific row? Aggregate values are a group of values, but you really can't designate them. They're determined by the query. With check option. That's part of the create table command as well. Um, and I think that's also covered under DBA in the with check option. But let me see if I can come up with an example real quick. Um, with check option, I believe. What is it? Oh, okay. This is what the with check option does. From what I remember correctly, it is going to be that if you put a if a view is updatable, and some views are updatable, okay. Let's go look at our emp table again. I think we said view underscore emp2. Right. That's not a good example, actually. Um, let's see what else we have here. Look for a good table that we might be able to do this on. Maybe contact info. Although I have a feeling that table may have an awful lot of data. So I don't know if I want to use that one. How about employees? That's the same. It's not the best of ones either, actually. Well, the with check option basically, when you're creating a view, means that it's going to make sure that when you put data in the view, that the data you enter in the view will still is still valid, and it'll show up. So, for example, if you create a view and it is updatable, if it doesn't have any aggregate values, it's updatable. And then you try to update the view to a value that will now make that view invalid, then it won't let you do that. So I guess we could use employees describe. Let's see, what do we have here? Let's try this. Update employees. Set manager ID equal to 1. Alright. Now I can say create view. View emp mgr, I'll call it, as select star from employees where manager ID equals 1 with check option. Okay, so what this means, with the check option, means that I will not be able to change any of the manager IDs to anything other than 1. At least I hope it works. With check option failed. Okay, so that's what it means. Because if I change the manager ID to 2, that row will look like it was deleted because it no longer qualifies for the view. Now, if I left the with check option off, then the update would have worked. So that's basically what the with check option does. It enforces that any updates that go through the view don't change the data so that it no longer qualifies for that view. Can you explain the differences and or advantages